It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. This feeling inside. No, really, I'm just popping on to say hello. A very quick hello. And once again, if people don't get notifications, please make sure to hit the notification bell twice. You have to hit the notification bell twice. So, I didn't notice if anybody was live or anything, but I'm like, hi, Chels. I'm not gonna be doing any commentary right now. Hi, Marianne. It's funny. I hope you're both doing well. Oh, you hit the notification bell twice. Yep, you gotta hit the notification bell twice. That's the secret. Hit it twice. Yep. Hi, Dede. Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, I was researching more into the whole Appalachians and the coal mines. And man, that's some slavery that, I mean, slavery still goes on to this day in other countries, like in the mines, the diamond mines and everything. I mean, they've got little kids working in there. I mean, slavery comes in every color. Trust it does. It really does. And the more I keep reading about this coal mining stuff, I always thought I'd be good at, like, law and crime and researching and stuff like that. But man, I start getting too sick about it. I get too sick about it because it's like, oh my God, I mean, all this happened and it's all right there at our fingertips. And the thing with the internet is that, like, okay, so you go to the library and you get a book, okay, fine. But with the internet, it'll come off, to like, first I'm looking up uh, the Battle of Blair Mountain in 1921. Then it comes to the Ludlow Massacre in Colorado, which was before that. And then there was another one, the Mattawa Massacre. Yeah, and I mean the whole towns were owned by the mining companies, by like Rockefeller and stuff. Like these were loaded people, like rich people, and they would not pay the workers. Thank you, Charles. They would not pay the workers in regular currency. They paid them in tokens and script, and then they had to buy the stuff from their stores with jacked up price quality merchandise. And if they wanted History is paramount to learn. Absolutely, I agree. History is, uh, but then again, then you learn it, and it still goes on all the time. It's like, whoa. I mean, they actually had a secure, like you couldn't, if you wanted to, like if the miners got a pay increase, then what they do was they increase the prices in the mine, in the store, in the company store. So it didn't even, it didn't even take effect. And if they wanted to change it into currency, say they wanted to go somewhere or something and they needed actual currency, they would take 25% off it. So I mean, cutting down their pay rate even more. I they weren't allowed. Some of those mining camps and stuff, they weren't allowed to leave. They actually had company enforcers. Company enforcers. And when they would try to unionize, that's when the massacres would occur. In the Ludlow massacre, um, they set fire to the tents. All these little kids were killed. All these little kids were killed. Yeah, set fire to it. The tents. Isn't that horrible? And in the Blair Mountain one, the Battle of Blair Mountain in Logan County, West Virginia, um, if they started to strike, things like that, the company enforcers would go around firing bullets into their and dragging them out of their houses and stuff. It was just as bad as like what we hear about, slavery on the plantations and stuff. Even in these, in the factories, right? Certain factories that was going on was child labor, child labor. And instead of like, they would, one of the reasons why they actually were using, it's this fucking cat, man. Am I still cutting out? Is it still, is it still bad? I don't know. You guys tell me. Someone let me know. Is it still bad? Well, Ford, he was a Nazi, I mean, really, like, in my opinion. Um, well, the coal mines thing in Scotland, they were doing that to the Scottish people in the coal mines, like in the 1600s. They've always been like enslaved coal miners, and it's like one of the biggest commodity, you know what I'm saying, like valuable resource or whatever. And these people were getting paid crap and being like enslaved, and people like Rockefeller and stuff who owned it were living large, and they were the landowners, who owned the whole town, which is just like really, if you think about it, say like a plantation, right? Owning the whole thing. I mean, look at way back in the time of with the slave traders. They'd go over and with big barrels of rum. A lot. I mean, these people, man. You know what it is? It's greed, greed, pure greed. It's not money that is the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Yeah, that's why I like Teddy Roosevelt, but I just can't imagine that. Man, I can't imagine that we can't do anything about it. Hi, Sandra Lee. And that's what gets me like to where my stomach, I just start feeling sick when I'm researching something. Um, yeah, there is some people too that are actually, hi, Ellen, Sandra Lee. Look at me, I'm Sandra Lee. I love that movie, Grace. There are some evil people, man. There really is. I mean, look at like, in well, like what that Centralia town in Pennsylvania, is that burning from coal or is that something else? Is that gas or something? Why, what was it? Well, I'm not like logged on to the Wi-Fi right now. Can you just tell me what it is? Well, here's the thing. I mean, I literally thought that, we were all like against people eating dogs and stuff. And I mean, they're still eating dogs to this day. They have a feast of dogs, of dogs. I just find it crazy that I've read, like crime stories where a woman will be saying, okay, this car is always sitting outside my house. This guy's stalking me at work or whatever, right? And she knows who it is, and she's telling them who it is, and all this stuff. And the cops will say, well, it's not illegal to be parked. No, there's a difference. Wow, wow. So it is cold. That's sucked out. One's pork, one's dog. Probably is a McDonald's in India. Now I have that song stuck in my head. Won't go to bed till I'm legally wed. I can't. I'm Sandra G. Oh, there's some town. It's called Skidmore. I can't think of, but I remember reading a story about that where, the guy, he like brutalized the town and he'd be sitting there, fucking outside of people's houses, intimidating them. And, I read one where the girl, like, literally was saying, this guy is always sitting outside my house. The cops, well, that's not illegal. It's not illegal. Well, sure as shit, he kills her, you know? In the morning. Sweat when you're sleeping. Unless you have a sweaty day or unless you got a lover. Oh, cannibalism, I know. People, people who eat people are the yuckiest people in the world. What about cannabis? Oh, alive. In the Andes. Where were they from again? That soccer team. It's kind of hard to believe that Only some of the soccer team lived. Nobody else. What were they out brutalizing all the other people? That movie Alive was pretty good. Aaron Neville, or as I like to call him, the mole. He sang Ave Maria, in which they play in that song, which is pretty good. In that movie, I mean. But yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, yeah. You should watch the movie Alive. It's good. I think I would just die. I saw like you know how sometimes they'll show pictures and like pictures and you know the backstories and stuff, and they show a picture of the um the you know they had like a camera, I guess, and I don't know if they yeah if they had a camera or something and took a picture and they were sitting there and you know they seem like in good spirits, these particular boys in the picture, right, guys in the picture, but right next to them is a spine. The spine of someone they ate. Gross. They sure had enough cigarettes though. Did you guys listen to those 911 calls ever? You ever watch or listen to those with the backstories? The Walking Dead that's going on now. And find these tunnels that they're like trafficking this stuff through, and and making all this stuff in these open air markets. Like they can't just go and bust all these dealers or stop. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, give it a rest. They can do that. They can track IP addresses. Um, they could do that if they wanted to. You know, I mean, it shouldn't be illegal to terrorize somebody. I mean, it shouldn't be legal to terrorize somebody. Sorry, it shouldn't be legal to terrorize somebody. Um, I knew that they would be. Oh, it's The Walking Dead. Wow, just go to Kensington, and that's The Walking Dead. And I think it's a shame. And that I think that the man, I'm telling you, if I was like in a position of power, the things would be a lot different. I tell you that fucking much. Like like first of all, right? If a home can get in trouble for having junk around their house, having this around their house and that around their house, not shoveling the walk, things like that. If they can get in trouble for that, then how is it possible that all these buildings, like, okay, the Campbell building, whomever owned it, or people who own the houses that are abandoned in these towns, um, well, what the fuck? I mean, like, that doesn't even make sense. So people, it just doesn't make sense. Like squatters' rights, that doesn't even make sense to me. So basically, people who are paying their rent or their mortgage next door or in the same building or whatever have to pick up the slack for people who are squatting and getting rights. That's not okay. How about all those people who bought their homes in Kensington and thought that that's where they were going to grow old? Where does the state get off? Right, exactly, Lemon Lime movie. Yeah. Where does the state get off dropping the ball like that? You know, oh, we're so advanced, but we can't find the IP address for, no, there's squatters' rights in certain states, I guess. I mean, yeah, the system is broken. It sure as shit is broken. Right, Lemon? The drug problem. What will be replaced soon? Housing and income? Well, for housing, they'll probably replace it with those tiny little houses that they sell everybody, and then they come along and knock them all down and say, "You're not allowed to have these houses here." And then for currency, they're already fucking us with that. I mean, God forbid we should be able to, you know, have, and what kills me is these motherfuckers been wasting paper all this time, right? All this time, and what's NWO? I mean, what's then I moved to yeah, I mean, rent is like fucking a one bedroom for 1,700 or some shit, and they know they're doing it, and then they're making it illegal for oh no, oh okay, then they're making it illegal for people to be homeless, basically. I think they're just fucking dragging them all the way to these private prisons, these corporate owned prisons, which basically are labor camps. I mean, Oh, that's why I mean, like, listening to, certain people bitching about $925 a month rent with AC, so that means it includes the electricity. Uh, well, I watched one where they bulldozed it down somewhere. They had built them, so they had spent money to build them, and then bulldozed them down. I see it all the time. I mean, that person who owned the Campbell building, they, first of all, like people who are 3,200 for a two-bedroom and shit. 3,200. Wow, 3,200. Wow, that's insane. I mean, seriously, I am just so sick and tired of watching the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And then you've got these people on YouTube who sit there and, fucking call people beggars and net going, oh yeah, it's no different than standing on the corner with a sign. Shut the fuck up, Annette. Like really, shut up, man. Like just shut up. If you don't want, like you don't have to. Bottom line, if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say it at all. You know, don't say it at all. I mean, Annette, why don't you focus on fucking uh your thought processes on current the world and current events and what the fuck is going on in the world, man, like in your own backyard practically. Yeah, nobody does. You're funny, Lemon. Oh my god, I know that hi Tanger. The oh, by the way, you have to hit the notification bill I'm sorry, bell, not bill. Um twice. Hi Amani. No, nobody's here talking about other people really. I mean, Amani. We're talking about current events and housing and the state of the world. Yeah. saying, net calling, telling, you know, saying, oh, it's something about standing on street corners with a sign and stuff like that. I mean, uh, now I don't know what Net ever did for a job, and I don't know what, her son ever did for a job, but that, they both collect disability. Now I know that I've been accused of never working, never paying taxes, and fraudulently collecting disability, which is incorrect, even though I paid for it. But Annette, you do know that others, if you've never worked, Annette, and your son's never worked, and you're getting that we've also paid for you. So, Annette, when you're sitting there and you're putting people down and saying this and saying that, I mean, keep in mind, nobody's perfect in that, but you gotta stop lying and you gotta stop. You just gotta stop and just try talking about cake again or something, please, because, I get it that, Christine F saying she's gonna sue you. I don't even know why she'd be saying she's gonna sue you. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But I did like. You're funny. Yes, you are. I did like the video that No BS put up because I had not noticed Christine screaming at her husband when she thought the camera was off. Wow. Whoa. What a prize. What a gem. I'll sue her. You're Lemon won my what was it that like it was almost like the dating game we did up here with the men of the channel. It's a long time ago, and they had to answer questions like what would you do for a first date and stuff like that. And Lemon was I'll give her something to sue. You're gonna give something to sue, or you're gonna give her something to sue. Yeah, I shared that video though on my community post. I was like, whoa. Showing it. There's the real Christine. There's the real Christine. Like they were saying, there's the real SG because I called her a pinheaded linebacker. They wouldn't talk though. They were just bullying. I'll give her something to do. We haven't seen you for a while, Lemon. How you been? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, every time they keep making people like do the system software update, it gets worse and worse with the talk to text. It's like, holy shit, like I'll have punctuation everywhere, a question mark and then a period, then a comma after each word. Like, what the fuck? I seriously think though that that whole Kensington thing right there, they need to like if somebody was in a position of power or anything in the mindset and actually had the ability to say, explain to the country, explain to the country what the fucking open air drug market is. What is that? Like, I don't even understand it. An open air drug market? What is that? Because it sounds like a fucking, like when I lived in England, on Fridays, it would be market day. And they'd come and they'd set up all their tables, all the vendors, and they'd sell stuff. Is that what it is? I mean, like, say what? You know? Have you seen Kensington Lemon Lime Mookie? Have you seen any of those videos? It sure is. And I mean, seriously, these cops just drive right by. But anyway, how it got like that in the first place. Me too. I do too, Sandra Lee. Really chill. So they actually made it. Wow. What kills me the most about Kensington is the library. The library is like beautiful and and they give out samples. Get the hell out. Will be what eventually? The library is beautiful, but all over the lawn and everything is just drug addicts and stuff. And I mean, they need to literally stop with the fucking civil suits and the money and all that shit and literally show some of these like doctors that were overprescribing, and these pharmaceutical companies getting taken away in fucking handcuffs. And not to some fucking cushy prison either. They literally They literally need to make them take their own prescriptions that they're doing. Yeah. And then what they'll do is change the president, right? Then, then the president will change and it'll all start over again. Why don't they just take all the needles away? Take them all away. All of them. Every single fucking one of them. And have them only be, like really monitor every needle. Only for hospitals. Open air market. Why is there even a fucking term for that? Man, that's now that should be a crime. If they see somebody doing that, cops should pull right over and Hi, Jen Jen. What do you mean? Like they planned it? For what purpose, though? Like the demise of civilization? Oh, I didn't say arrest them. I mean, arrest the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies. Like, pour cement into the tunnels that they're tunneling things through. Well, yeah, that's another thing. They want to, I remember, when they were trying to do the three strikes thing. But the bottom line is, most of these people are the drug dealers, a doctor, you know, really. Wasn't like, what's that new thing they got, that trank or whatever it is? No, thank you, Jen. Absolutely, SG for president. Yeah, the system is corrupt big time. Look at Detroit and look at Michigan. Look at California, where I even saw, where they're like not pulling people over anymore in some states or towns, for like, I mean, you mean me tenderizer or tranquilizer? Tenderizer, you're funny. Tenderizer, tenderizer, meat tenderizer. That's fucking funny. Well, wouldn't one of those little mallets work better? I mean, obviously, those things were all made. Here's another thing that really kills me, though, that Bear Company holds the patent to heroin. Bear Company ain't like, oh, well, we're gonna, and that's the one for the horses and elephants. Well, where are they getting it from? I mean, all of a sudden it's in abundance. You know what I mean? Why the fuck are we tranquilizing horses and elephants in the first place? Leave the elephants alone. Now it's called something else. Look at all the shit they would be selling at the counters before. Bath salts, which makes it sound like it's something for your bath. Whatever that fucking shit is. I don't know if it's. Dude, some of them go through tunnels and shit. I mean, and here's another thing. Did they ever lift that whistleblowing law? I mean, why the fuck would there be a law? Well, slang, but it would make somebody think it was bath salts. I know, right, Tangent? Leave the elephants alone. There's barely any left. They don't need to fucking tranquilize them. Oh, for surgery? Then why is it so in abundance now? Oh, all of a sudden they made a big old batch and just put it out on the streets. I mean, it's obviously somebody like behind the scenes that is, buddies with the government or something. Oh, hey, make a big batch so we can give out free samples at the open air market. Everybody come one, come all. I mean, get the fuck out of town. Sells it to the U.S. Hi, JDS. It's not illegal or regulated. Well, it should be. It should be. Whose bright idea was that? Let's start taking some. Let's start taking this. I mean, like, come on. It's gotta be somebody who's, you know, they comes from China through Mexico. You just blame everything on Mexico? It's probably coming from Canada. Look at what happened. Canada sneaks in. Sorry, the French sneak into the U.S., but it's not the U.S. They come from Canada, right? And so the British had like the deal with we're not going to occupy anything past, the Mississippi. That's from the Indians. And then all of a sudden, here's the fucking French coming through, right? I know it's a billion-dollar industry, and well, but the U.S. is probably the number one consumers of all this stuff. I mean, that's an issue. That's an issue. So we've got our own corruption going on, and you know, letting things by and stuff. I mean, like what I was saying before was, it's like the truth is right there at our fingertips, and anybody that tries to do something about it basically is harassed, you know? Oh, I heard it is, Tandra. I have to look at that. That's on Netflix. Do you have to tranquilize them at freezer surgery or, huh? I don't get that one, baby. Well, yeah, I get it, but whose bright idea was it for people to start using it? Like, when did that start coming into play? And how many elephants does Mexico even have? Like, that they're fucking making the trank there. I mean, like, Mexico really is making the tranquilizer for fucking elephants. Ratatouille? I saw that movie. What is Ratatouille? Is it made out of beets? I like beets. Beat it! Beat it! Here's the thing, though. Who the fuck even thought of sniffing the dust stuff and stuff? I mean, really? Like, who's sitting there going, I'm gonna sniff this. I'm gonna sniff this. I'll sniff this too. I guess, I really think if they'd have nipped it in the bud way back when, I mean, like, obviously, heroin is a bad, and yet, Bear holds the patent on it. That should have been a dead giveaway a long fucking time ago. Doesn't sound like, I don't know what is Bayer? Is that a German company? Did that start a German company? I'm willing to bet a lot of these things started from Germany. Maybe not the shitty stuff, but eggplant, zucchini, onions, peppers, and tomatoes with what? Tide Pods. What dummy would eat a Tide Pod? What's wrong with people? Maybe they were starving. That's crazy. Tide Pod. Here's the thing. Right. Cocaine and Coca-Cola, right? Coca. 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 I just always think of, you ever watch that show Weeds? Well, yeah, Dave Chappelle told him to do that. Tyrone. Now, what you can do is, that magic marker you got right there? Look at it. You ever watch the show Weeds, though? I like that show. Weeds was good. And Celia goes down in the fucking tunnel, like when they moved to California, and that tunnel was like in their store. And fucking, she goes down there and she's all, she was all hopped up on coke, and she's like, Coca, Coca. They're ready to shoot her. I did like Weeds. He's writing his fucking paper for to be in the rabbinical school to get out of like being drafted or whatever, or something like that, serving time or something. I don't know what it was. So he's writing this thing about being in Hebrew school and stuff, and he gives it to the girl. I forget what her name was. Like the lead character in that to read. And he goes, What did you think about my essay?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, it was pretty good. I especially like the part about the when you got stuffed in the locker at Hebrew school." And he goes, "I know, Shecky Silverstein. That was so fucked up." Shecky Silverstein or something like that. It was fucking funny. That girl that was in the Israel army and that, remember? She was badass. You know that the girls even have to serve in the Israel army. I think everyone has to do some time in the Israel army over there in Israel. 'Cause they're bad. Here's my issue with the whole opioid crisis and stuff going on. The more research I do, it's obvious, that since 1899, Bayer has held the patent for heroin. The government did all kinds of tests on the government did all kinds of tests on people to, know what it does. They know. I gotta wonder, does Bayer get money? I mean, if they hold the patent for heroin, what does that entail? Like, what do they actually get from that? And um, Poppy, Poppy. A second. It is kind of weird how it's kind of weird how yeah, well, I mean, they did tests. I mean, on it. What is that? Volcare? Oh, Bear History Timeline. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Makes me want to like log into my internet so I can read it. But yeah, like that movie Jacob's Ladder. Oh, the history of bear and heroin. Something to do with Germany, isn't it? Isn't Bear from Germany? The Bear Company. Yeah, they did all kinds of tests on humans too, and they were good with doing tests on humans, like that unit. What is it? 371 or 731? 371. They'd cut off the arms of people and sew them back on the opposite sides. Sick, right? Sick fuckers. You know, testing on human beings or things like that. Like the sacrifice. Yeah, German. Ah, those Germans. Those Germans. No, so just kidding. Just kidding. Um, like testing on human beings or the sacrifice of a human being for the betterment of mankind. Uh, when I talk about like precedent being set, That happened way back when in the slave trade with Captain, I think James DeWolf, and the Polly. It was a slave ship called the Polly, and it was out of Rhode Island, and he had a slave ship, full, and a woman had smallpox on it, and so you know smallpox can spread, and take the whole ship. So according to them, though, cargo, but people. So in a way, like it seemed, I don't know, like like an elixir for everything. So we've got like basically everything that happened was in this country was because of greed and money, 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 money. And they're selling it as an elixir for everything. And I even read that. God, I forget what the name is. What's that? Is it Pfizer? I think it's Pfizer. Well, yeah, with the Tuskegee, right? That Tuskegee experiment there. You know, what kills me too is these companies are still making money hand over fist. Bear is still making money. That family is still loaded. What, Day Day? What when are you talking about the Polly? Hi, Courtney. Well, somebody in power's got to be allowing that to happen. You know, gotta be. I mean, the fact that Bear Company is still in operation and making money is um, it's a travesty. It's a travesty. It's a real fucking travesty. I mean, they blatantly take the credit of patenting heroin and Coca-Cola blatantly, um, so they put cocaine in their Coca-Cola and maybe started a bunch of people doing that, right? Still in operation, making money. Siemens, not dirty semen, not dirty semen, but you know what I mean. Siemens, though, in Connecticut, supplied the cyclone gas for the gas chambers in World War II. Still making money. Oshkosh bagosh. That, their durable material for their, but Courtney, I would find it hard to believe that Bear would just let, their patent go, out of it, like just boom, you know? I mean, Bear should have been arrested. 100% chemical. So somebody's sitting there buying the chemicals to make it, and it's getting right out there. Oh, the poly. You looked it up? Yeah, that set the precedent in law books, in law history, for the sacrifice of other humans for the betterment of multiple humans. Isn't that crazy? That story about the poly and the woman with the smallpox. Now, I don't understand, like, elephants don't get big sores from the trank. You know what I'm saying? Why would they decide to give something that needs to be used on an elephant? Let's see if the people will take it. I mean, I'm still not wrapping my head on the concept of open air drug markets that give up. Oh, I see what you're saying, Sandra. See, that's why I need you guys. Open air drug markets. Yeah, but in Kensington before it was. Well, it's a killer, so it shouldn't be legal. Isn't that crazy? I mean, unregulated. Well, that's what they do, I guess, to make it destroy a population. Obviously, people are bitching about it, and what? The government is doing nothing about it? A new one called ISO? Never heard of it. These people are. This fucking country is just trying to get rid of the poor, in my opinion. In my opinion, I mean, they're like trying to hit and run. Hit and run, like the coal miners. Oh, they just want to dig out not the coal miners, but the coal companies. Want to dig out all the coal. Who gives a shit about the the collateral? The collateral damage. The humans were just collateral damage. Jeez, oh, Pete, really? Street yoga, and they think it's funny. And YouTube makes a shitload of money off people making videos on it. Shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be allowed. I worked at a Pretty Lights show before, like techno, hypno, concert. And I'll tell you what, nobody came in with all these balloons. You know those balloons with is it the nitrous oxide or whatever in them? The little tiny, the tiny balloons? And nobody snuck those in. They came in with the people who put that show on. And they were all young, like young people there. Girls dressed like, ugh. I mean, if my daughter ever tried to fucking leave the house like that, I would have fucking slapped her. But through the show, all these little tiny balloons dropping. from the ceiling. That was the people who put the fucking show on. Well, the show had to be stopped because it was like a fucking PDO's playground. I'm telling you. These young girls, like 13, with like shorts that look like underwear and shirts that look like bras, you know, and their glow stuff, all fucked up. Every ambulance from that town in Wallingford, Connecticut, and surrounding areas had to be dispatched. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the adrenaline of the music was good. This guy pretty likes, but the fact that they brought in all those fucking those balloons, the balloons, and released them from the ceiling. Courtney, you still here? You're allowed to like partake in the conversation, right? Courtney, you didn't just get like a text telling you to get out of here or anything. You know, it's like that. You're not talking anymore. That's sad if that happened. Like, be honest. Oh, hi. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just making sure, because I know that, you know, Bobbles and tends to do that and stuff. If not that Bobbles would do that to you, but just I'm just making sure that you know that you're welcome to be here. You know, no hard feelings or anything. Well, that stuff was in balloons. I think it was that nitrous or whatever it is. But they had to have brought that in. Now you try to look that up though. I tried looking that up. Of you know that incident. I know it happened because I was working. No, I know, no. I didn't mean Bob was text you. I'm just saying I know that some channel owners do that, and I used her as an example. Now it did happen. I know it happened, right? And fucking, I've tried looking that shit up, and I can't find it anywhere. It's like they actually, I think they hide stuff, and then other things. Like, it always shocks me that that guy, that Dr. Love, or Dr. Money, not Dr. Love. Fucking, they call me Dr. Love. Um, no, Dr. Money, the one who did that, you know, fucking shit with the gender stuff. Well, you know, and then he went on to win a fucking award while those two people that he fucked with their lives killed themselves. And he goes on to win a fucking award for his work in the field. How is that possible? Like, how is that possible? They killed themselves. Why would he get an award for that? It saddens me, you know, it saddens me because back in 1984, like I told you guys, we wanted to sue the doctors for, you know, the respiratory failure of not, prescribing something that didn't mix. We wanted to, but they made it like, first of all, like as if they were gonna, well, the attorney was like, well, you know, they've got all kinds of malpractice insurance and stuff. And, you know, they'd probably just drag her through the mud. Like as if like she had mud to be dragged through. You know what I'm saying? Or what? They just fucking make it up. But nobody really would take the case because if you don't have money, you can't go up against these fucking doctors and these hospitals and shit. You know? That doctor who said, Miss Kaufman, I'm sleepy. Put her back to bed. Call me later. Well, she was dead by 6 a.m. My mother did take her to the hospital. You know? My sister was no junkie. My sister didn't make, over medicate. I'm not even saying that I don't even mean to, like, say junkie, but I've seen, like, what's limp say nasty shit and stuff about my sister, but so as people, my family, um, we accepted the excuse that they didn't have the technology to know what one other doctor was, you know, prescribing and that it would have mixed and stuff like that. Now, that was in 1984, and here we are, 40 years later, and the opioid crisis has fucking 100 times increased. And now I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed. I still think, you know, sure, my sister would be 68 now, but I mean, I still think about that shit. How fucking dare they think of people's loved ones as collateral damage? Just like the coal companies. Think, you got Rockefeller living in his fucking mansion, while paying these people pins. What do you mean they can't go into detox? They won't let them in, Courtney? Thank you, Marion. They won't let them in, or they're afraid to go, or something. Wasn't there that guy who was interviewing for a little while there? I forget his name, like Mosaic Mama's friend or whatever. The one who said he'd pay Maddie for a fucking interview and then drove out. That should have been a fucking clue right there, man, about Mosaic Mama. I think, in my opinion, either they moved on to another community and changed their name, or they fell off the wagon or something. I don't know. But, oh, the detoxes don't have medical care? Is that what it is? Get the fuck out of town. So they've got to go to 2 places. They can't just put fucking medical care and combine the 2. Wow, they can't take one of these abandoned schools, abandoned buildings. I gotta upload a video of a nursing home near me that is closed down now. Get the fuck out, man. Do you know that there's barely any even like homeless shelters or battered women places? Barely any. Barely any. But I bet you any money they are exaggerating numbers to get money, just like how, I'm sorry, but the COVID deaths. And they would exaggerate them to get money. Oh my God. That's what it is. And you know what? Not enough free help while the people that put these people in that position are fucking living large. Living large. Man, if I was president, first thing I'd fucking do is look at the fucking incomes of these people. And I'd say, listen, you know, a lot of times I see a doctor be paid a reasonable and customary fee, right? Reasonable and customary fee. Oh, well, we think in your area, even though you saved somebody's life and did an operation, you might have billed us 5,000, but we're only going to pay you 1,200. That's the reasonable and customary fee. Every fucking person who made over a certain amount, I'd want to know what they were doing for, how they were paying it forward. Government employees shouldn't even get qualified immunity. You know how shocked I was to read that those juvenile detention guards have qualified immunity, and that there's only 6 months for a juvenile in those places to report if something happened to them, 2 years for them to file a lawsuit. Now you're 11 years old, and a 6'4" guy is fucking with you, and then threatening you if you tell anyone. You're gonna say to yourself, when I get out of here, I'm gonna do something. But when you get out, you're already fucked up in the head, and your time limit is exceeded. Besides the fact, they've got qualified immunity anyway. So you're never going to get any justice. So let's just give a bunch of PEDOs that weren't even, their backgrounds weren't even being checked out, a job as COs in juvenile detention centers and let them run wild. How sick that made me. That's why you never see anybody file it. Now, you can't tell me that we all don't know that bad shit goes on. Bad shit goes on in those juvies, but we've never seen anybody prosecute anybody. But, I know, Tanger. And look at the Rockefellers and all of them. They got fucking hand over fist money, 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 money. And if those coal miners acted up, they'd come in and massacre them. And we don't even get taught that in history. Not only was there the Blair Mountain battle, I came across two others just that I could, and then I said, oh my God, I can't even take it. About the West Virginia's town. First of all, that whole Trail of Tears with the Indians, that all started through the whole Appalachians. They got rid of the Indians. Most of them fucking, yeah, no, they never did. They'd kill them if they wanted to try to unionize. They'd go in, set fire to their fucking camp, fucking shoot bullets into their houses. They had a company employed called Baldwin Felts, and they were hired to be just like, the overseer at a plantation or something. I mean, they say that most of it they shipped to China. I'm sure that everybody can't produce that strength. I guarantee you that if they really wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could find that person. But the fact that a guy can even advertise on, oh yeah, and I'll tell you what, look at Portland. Is it Portland? I think it might be Portland. They had done that. Decriminalize small amounts. Take a look at it. What do you mean male is the only real defense? It has to be public arrests for the top dogs. Not, oh, arrest the addicts, because they're not even doing that. It's got to be, it's controllable by repercussions. I'll tell you what, when they would cut off people's hands when they were stealing, they fucking didn't steal. Got to be repercussions to the main people, like the doctor who wrote tons and tons of scripts for something, the pharmaceutical companies. Money doesn't solve fucking everything, and half the time they appeal it and the judge cuts it down to some minimal amount and nobody gets it. Right, and they need to arrest some of them. No, I don't mean addicts. I didn't say addicts in jail. No, not the addicts. I mean the people at the top. No, 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 not the addicts. I didn't say addicts, Tandra. I did not say addicts. I said people who are making all the money off it need to be not financially penalized. That usually just ends up appealing and then they never pay it anyway. Those class action suits, everybody gets $12, but the attorneys make all kinds of money. They've got to show these people having repercussions for allowing it to happen. Like these people, the people at the top, that are the government in Kensington. I know they are. I know, Tandra. And we as people need to realize that we actually outnumber them. Our voice. Me as a person who lost a loved one, and we accepted the fact that they didn't have the technology, but we know that they do now, and it's only increased. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I hear that song, My Drug Dealer Was a Doctor, and watch that young kid singing it, and he reminds me of, my friend's son, Marky, who killed himself. I'm pissed. And I will have to watch that. Bye, Marianne. We appreciate you. It's been a good conversation, I feel. I'm pissed off, and more people should be, that lost people should be pissed off. But seeing YouTube be letting people who want to speak out about it silenced because they make a lot of money off these, videos showing this open air. No, those people who own those fucking stores and stuff, Bye, Tandra. Who own those stores and everything, you know? They should speak up about the money that they lost and what they're taking, the loss of this open air drug market in Kensington, and speak to the fucking. It's, something's got to be done. It really does. Otherwise, we're doomed. God, that's terrible, man. Really can't. I really cannot. It's horrible. Anyway, I'm gonna go too. I got a couple of things I gotta do. I appreciate you guys. I thought this was a really good conversation. And I think more channels should use their platform to address current events and things that we are all really concerned about. And use our voices. Get angry for the right reasons, you know? What's PLT mean? I get it, it's a PYT. Pretty young thing, I want to love you. PYT, pretty young thing. What does that mean? So, just kidding. Hey, you guys are great. United we stand, divided we fall. And definitely use your voice because sometimes it's the only thing you have. And be angry for the right reasons. And peace, love, and taco. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. Kindness is free and encourage somebody today. Have a great, great time, day, everything. Great life. I appreciate you all. Take care.